Hello, friends. We are going to continue with our read aloud of Snow War, the kids in Miss Coolman's class. Yesterday we were reading, and things are getting a little heated. The kiddos were being very cranky towards one another over their snow forts, and they were even destroying each other's forts, trying to prove who was better. And it started going into the classroom and affecting their winter carnival booth. So let's see what happens next. Chapter 9, The Snowflake War. Over the weekend, Ian had plenty of time to read. They came from beyond. He read and read. He read until the Xers reached the fourth planet from their sun. By Sunday night, only 3 chapters were left in the book. Ian was excited. As soon as he finished, they came from beyond. He was going to start the next book about the Xers. It was called Beyond Space. Beyond space, Ian thought. Now that is funny. What could be beyond space except more space? On Monday, Ian put both They Came from Beyond and Beyond Space in his backpack, just in case. Just in case he read so much at recess that he finished the first book before the bell rang. He wanted to be able to start the second book right away. Have you ever been that excited about reading? I know I have. Ian hurried into room 2A that morning. He hung up his jacket and ran to his desk. He could read for 10 minutes before school started. Hey, Brain, Bobby greeted him. Ian did not even have a chance to answer. Before he could say hey back, he heard, oh no, from behind him. Ian turned around. He saw Nancy, Hanny, and Karen peering into their desks. 4 of mine are gone, Nancy cried. 3 of mine are gone, said Hanny. Well, all of mine are gone, exclaimed Karen. All of your what? Asked Ian. My snowflakes, said Karen, and I know who took them. Who? Karen glared across the room at Janny. She did. Janny glared right back at Karen. Well, you wrecked part of our fort, and anyway, someone stole 2 of my snowflakes, and I know who did that. Now Janny was glaring at Ricky. You guys, you girls, you broke down the back door to our fort, said Ricky, which means you are probably the ones who did this. Ricky held up a handful of torn snowflakes. Oh, brother, thought Ian. Class, what is going on here? Ian looked up. Miss Coolman was standing in the doorway. I could hear you halfway down the hall, she said. Ricky, what happened to your snowflakes? Miss Coolman was frowning. She did not look happy. Janny ripped them up, said Ricky. I did not, cried Janny. But Miss Coolman, Ricky took 2 of my snowflakes. I had 5 on Friday, and now I only have 3. Janny took all of my snowflakes, exclaimed Karen. Omar stole 4 of mine, said Terry. Did not. Boys and girls, said Miss Coolman sharply, please sit down. I want absolute silence in this room. The kids in Miss Coolman's class took their seats. No one said a word. Please place all of your snowflakes on your desks, said Miss Coolman. Ian pulled out 10 perfect snowflakes. Around him, his friends pulled out a few each. Some of them were torn. Miss Coolman stared at them. Why are you taking each other's snowflakes? She asked quietly. Nobody said a word. Miss Coolman waited for nearly a minute. At last she said, This must stop. I'm surprised that I have to say this to you, but you must leave each other's snowflakes alone. If you keep taking them or ruining them, we will not have any for our booth, and then we will not be able to have a booth at the carnival. Miss Coolman looked around the room. I do not expect to have to say another word about this to you. Now clean off your desks. It is time to start the morning. Chapter 10, Ian's Tooth. Remember Ian was eating his tooth around? I need to get it out. That morning, Ian's stomach felt funny. It did not exactly hurt, and he did not think his breakfast had disagreed with him. He just felt nervous. That was it. Ian felt nervous. He decided he had butterflies in his stomach, and he decided he knew why. It was because Miss Coolman was cross with the class. Miss Coolman hardly ever got cross, and she almost never lost her temper. But Ian knew she was mad now, and he felt bad, even though he had nothing to do with the snow war or the snowflakes. None of his snowflakes was missing, and he had not taken anybody's. All that morning, while Ian felt bad, his classmates were very quiet. Maybe they felt bad too. Maybe they would even stop the snow war. Ian hoped so, and by lunchtime he felt better. That was because his classmates were behaving themselves. They did not say mean things to each other. They did not take things out of each other's desks, and they certainly did not steal any snowflakes. They were very good signs, thought Ian. After lunch, Ian ran outside with, "They came from beyond," and "beyond space" stuffed into a big pocket in his jacket. He ran straight to his tree and he sat on the rock. He looked out over the playground and he saw his classmates gathering at their forts again. "Oh no," said Ian with a groan. "Get out of here. Get out of my way," Ian heard Audrey yell. "No, you girls get away from our fort," Bobby yelled back. "You do not own this playground," cried Karen. Terry threw the first snowball. Hank threw the second, and Audrey threw the third. She threw it very hard. She was aiming at Ricky, but she missed. The snowball sailed across the playground, and it hit Ian. It hit him in the face. "Ow! Ow! Ow!" shrieked Ian. The snowball had hurt. It had hurt much more than a snowball should. Ian looked down. He saw blood in the snow. He touched his cheek. He saw blood on his mitten. "Help!" he cried. "Brain, are you okay?" Chris and Bobby ran to him. "Brain, Ian, I think my loose tooth came out," mumbled Ian. The other kids gathered around Ian. "Audrey, what did you throw?" asked Omar. "Well, it was sort of an ice ball," admitted Audrey. "An ice ball," said a grown-up voice. The voice belonged to Mr. Tang. He was the teacher on playground duty. "All right, let's straighten things out here," he said. Half an hour later, the kids were in their classroom again. Ian had been to the nurse. He was still dabbing a wet paper towel on the hole where his tooth had been. The classroom was silent. The kids were listening to Miss Coleman. "I am glad you told Mr. Tang about the snow war," she said. "She certainly does not look glad," thought Ian, "but I am not pleased with you. You let the snow war get out of hand. You brought it inside to our classroom, and Ian could have been hurt very badly. He is lucky that he only lost a tooth. So now I must tell you something. If the snow war does not stop right now, and if it does not stop completely, then we will not have our booth, and none of you may go to the carnival at all." Oh no. What do you think is going to happen next? Chapter 11 is called Ian Gets Mad. Why do you think Ian's mad? Could it have something to do with that he isn't doing anything wrong, but he could be punished? Maybe. Stay tuned to find out.